Well, I did it. I quit my job. Today, I turned in my star. And it was hard. Let's talk about it. I want to share with you guys. So here we go. Welcome to the VetRise Podcast. I'm your host, Juan Perez. My goal is to make success after service accessible to every veteran in society. I believe in the power of leveraging your service, not as a label that defines you, but as a launching pad for your next chapter. What we have been doing has not been working, and it's on us to start changing the culture. Enjoy the episode, and thank you for your time. I went in today, and as I was driving in, I started feeling apprehension. And what I typically do in the moment of apprehension, in a moment of anxiety, is I listen to a YouTube video or a motivational speech or one of my coaches, and I get the answer that I'm looking for. As far as if there's apprehension, why is it happening? And I feel much better after listening to the episode. Today, it worked a little bit differently. So today, as I was driving in to quit my job and turn in my star and my shield and my police ID, I threw on a YouTube video for someone talking about how they quit their job. And then he started talking, and oh man, I'm like, this was a bad idea. He started talking about the adversity that he created for himself, how he took a huge pay cut, how he had to stop paying for all these services, how for the first 4 or 5 months, he felt like he made a huge mistake, how when you do this, when you quit your job to go all in on your personal business, it's more than just a gamble. There's going to be unforeseen things, and there's going to be emergencies, and you're going to work harder than you ever have before. And the thing is, I know these things. I expected this. But hearing it coming from this person, I think that's when it felt real for me. And I started breathing a little bit heavier. I was stuck in traffic, so that made it worse. And then before you know it, I'm like, you know what? I need to call somebody. So I stopped listening to the YouTube video, and I placed a call to a wonderful friend of mine, Melissa. And she said some things to me that reminded me of why I'm doing this. I'm going to share this with you here in a moment, but she said something to me that reminded me that this is what I've been working towards for the past 2 years. She reminded me that this is what I've been trying to do for the past 2 years. That I'm going to be absolutely amazing, that I am meant for more. And just because it feels scary right now, it doesn't mean that it is actually something to be scared of. It just means I have to take it seriously. And I have been taking it seriously. But I'll tell you right now, January is going to be a bitch of a month if we don't figure it out in December. December 2nd, we get our TikTok back. Right now, we still have the ban. And it's hard. But I'm going all in on the podcast, all in on my business. And you guys are going to see much more of me. I don't think that life just happens to you. I think life happens for you. And when you change your perspective about how you look at things in life, that's when you can really start controlling it. I talk a lot about using your calendar as a map. I talk a lot about morning routines. I talk a lot about the practical things, right? But the mindset of when you realize that it is all on your plate, that you asked for this, that you have to take it seriously, that the things will happen, the things that will happen will be because of your action or inaction. When you realize that everything is on your plate, there's no more steady paycheck, there's no more benefits, there's no more health insurance, there is no more consistent flow of income. That's it. It's gone. You have to put the pressure on yourself more than the pressure will put it on you. The pressure's on. I'm thinking about what am I going to do for the mortgage? What am I going to do for this? What am I going to do for that? But like the pressure's on. And I could either let the pressure be the thing that drives me and go into anxiety and panic, or I can put pressure on myself to meet my daily goals, to have a regimented schedule, to quit working when I'm supposed to quit working for the day and not just work 24/7. That is how you burn everything to the ground because you are doing way too much without thinking about if you're doing the right things. Put the pressure on yourself. Have a schedule. Follow it. Focus is not only thinking about one thing. It is the elimination of distractions. And that's what I am working on. I am working on eliminating the distractions, eliminating the noise, getting rid of any negativity in my life because I don't freaking tolerate it. I don't want it. I don't want it. It doesn't help me. It doesn't propel me forward. It doesn't motivate me. Negativity just brings you down. It makes you question things. It makes you wonder, am I doing the right thing or is this a mistake? And today, as I turned in my badge, I started feeling the panic. And then I told myself, what the hell is wrong with you? This is what you wanted. You're doing it. And then it's all about reframing. So I looked at it from a different point of view. 2 years ago, when I started this business in October of 2022, I gave myself a timeline that in 2 years, I'm going to quit my job when I hit my 10-year mark in the department. Yesterday, November 24th of 2025, that's when I hit my 10 years in the department. That's when I had made the decision that I was going to quit. Now, here's the thing that happens when you give yourself a timeline. If you don't follow through with that timeline, if you don't actually stick to your word, you lose confidence in yourself because now you did not do what you said you were going to do. And as you try to tell yourself, well, it's okay, I just have to adjust my timeline. You know, things happen for a reason. Right now is not the right time. Like, I can just push it down the road a little bit. Like, the more you do that, the more confidence you start to lose. All right, let's stop for a minute. This is the part of the episode where I ask you to do me a favor. But it's not a favor for me. It's a favor for your fellow brothers and sisters that served with you. If you know someone that has been struggling, if you know someone that has been going through it right now, and you know that they want better for their life, they just don't know how to do it, please share this episode with them. It might just be exactly what they need. That's it. That's my only ask. If you want to subscribe, I appreciate you. Thank you for your time. Back to the episode. When I started realizing that it was coming up and the date was coming up sooner and sooner and sooner, I announced it on November 1st that I was quitting my job. And November 2nd, my TikTok got suspended. We're supposed to get it back in 7 days, I believe. I could have used that as a pretty good reason of why I was going to wait. Oh, well, you know what? My main source of income generator, the platform that brings me the most clients, like right now, it's in this limbo place. So I have to wait a little bit. No! When adversity happens, everything comes at you. It wants to test you. It wants to see if you're going to fucking follow through with what you said you were going to do. And I did. So today I reframed, and I was sitting there turning in my star, turning in my shield, turning in my police ID. I told myself, this is not about the fact that you don't know what the next 2 months look like for you. This is about the fact that you know what the last 2 years have looked like for you. You show up consistently for your clients. You do the check-ins. You are there for them when they need it. They get success. I consistently put out 2 videos a day. I consistently record my podcast. I consistently do my sales calls with my new possible clients. I follow up. I deliver. I speak my mind. I built a team. All of that was to do this. I'm not behind. I'm right on schedule. And I'm going to call another shot. So for the last 2 years, I've been building up to today, November 25th. In 2 years' time, I'm calling my shot. I'm calling my shot that in 2 years' time, I will be on a stage in front of 100+ people, presenting, talking sharing, inspiring. Because I love doing that. I love doing that. A mental barrier that I had to get over was the fact that I kept telling myself, well, who would like to hear my story? Like, why does that matter? And then I realized, like, I would. It's for me. This is for me. I share for me. But I also share for that veteran who's having a hard time, who maybe feels like he has no other options. I also share for that mom who keeps sacrificing herself and refuses to go to the gym because she thinks she has to wait until her kids are out of the house. I also share for that person who feels helpless and hopeless, because it helped me. You see, I was that. I was helpless and hopeless. And if I could do it, you can too. Now, that's a cliche, right? The thing about cliches is that people make fun of them and they make people uncomfortable because it is pointing out something in their reality, their truth, that they cannot come to terms with. So it's better to make fun of them. It's easier to joke, use dark humor, than to actually address your shit. I want to invite you to address your shit. I want to invite you to actually be honest with yourself for the first time in a long time and tell yourself, I am lacking in this area of my life. I am here because of my doing. This is my fault. And if you admit that it's your fault and you admit that you are the one that got you to this place, there's something beautiful in that. That means that you are the sole reason that you can remove yourself from this position. We are not victims of our circumstances. We are creators of our environment. You have decided that you have the bad habit that you stay up till 2 a.m. eating donuts. You have decided that you have the bad habit of having negative people in your life. You have decided that you have the bad habit of sleeping in on the weekends, of not making it to the gym for 2-3 weeks. You have decided that you have the bad habit of placing yourself last and telling everybody and yourself that you are selfless. In reality, it's selfish. And it's selfish because you are sacrificing yourself, and before you know it, you will resent the people around you that you are doing all this work for. So in the long run, it ends up hurting you. In the long run, you feel like because of everybody around you and your circumstances that you have created, you can't get ahead in life. Don't you understand? You created them. And when you take ownership over that, you take power back. Now, it means that you can change your circumstances. You can change your outlook on life. You can change your habits, your daily routines, your rituals. Everything is on you. Own it. This self-development journey doesn't stop. It's not finite. It is infinite. Success means getting back up quicker than the last time you fell down. That's something my coach said to me today. And I believe that. I believe that with everything I have. So thank you guys for joining me today for this episode. I appreciate you. Do me a favor. Go and follow me on socials. Send me a message. Let's connect. And that brings us to the end of another episode of the VetRise Podcast. If today's episode inspired you, made you think, or simply gave you hope, I have a small favor to ask. Share it with just one veteran or someone you think could benefit from my message. Your share could light a spark for them. You don't know who you might save. For more insights and to join our mission, follow my socials at JP, the Veteran Coach, and explore how we can rise together. Thank you for joining us, for being part of this journey, and for believing in the power of rising together. Until next time, keep pushing forward, keep rising, and never forget that we are stronger together. My name is Juan Perez, and thank you for your time.